entering an era in which geopolitics is going to dramatically change in the next 20-25 years. I will not necessarily live to see how it's going to play itself out in detail, but you guys are going to be right in the middle of it, which is that we are moving from a unipolar world to a multipolar world. And there will be at least 4, if not 5 major centers of economic and political power. China, India, the European Union, the US, and Brazil, with several other economies not very far behind. China already is the 6th or 7th largest economy in the world, and it's rapidly climbing, and it will overtake, it will be in the first 3 in the next 10 years. It's acquiring very, very rapidly military, very wide and deep military firepower, and it has very advanced nuclear technologies. So it's going to change, and there have been discussions, most of them held in secret. And the 2 important developments in the last few months: one is a set of discussions between Chinese, Russian, and Indian business and political leaders, who have argued for the importance of creating a counter-hegemonic pole in the world, and that if the US, if Russia, China, and India get together, you're really going to dramatically change the global axis of power. And America is, pardon the phrase, shit scared if that happens. The second major development that's obviously going to take place is that this trend the second major development that's taking place is that China is wooing Africa. An unprecedented meeting took place. If you remember, we discussed it, I think, when you were in Tanzania, where almost every single African head of state was invited to go to China. And I think 41 of them went there. It was the largest gathering of African heads of state that have moved together anywhere in the world in the history of the planet. And if you read the newspapers, which some of us did in Europe during that week and after, and for those of you who are interested in this, you need to actually, I have never seen editorials and stories being written that had a subtext of so much fear. That if the balance of power changes, in which the new axis of power will be Africa-China, rather than Europe, which still controls significant parts of the African economy, you're going to see again a dramatic change taking place in geopolitics. So there are some very, very interesting things that are happening that will unfold much more explicitly in the next decade or 2, which are going to transform what we have hitherto understood as, nobody will even remember the Cold War. It's happening so rapidly.